Hi, this is Michael Steinbacher. This is EU Geology Earth News. Here we're in Las Vegas again, Sleeping Woman Mountain, Red Rock Canyon. This area has the Dolomite that trends to the northwest pretty consistently. Over here it's trending to the north and then northeast. This starts to come around a little bit to the west. But these two mountains down here, this is Pahrump, southwest of Pahrump, are interesting in that they trend to the northeast, so that windward would be over here on the northeast side with both of these formations. Very different than this. If it's folding because of tectonics, you'd think they'd all be in the same general direction. They have to invoke a third plate here, the Farallon plate. Same spelling as the Farallon Mountains out by San Francisco, or islands out by San Francisco, that used to push in a different direction and then that disappeared, so it's not there anymore, but we know it had to be there because everything is so complicated. So they try to get rid of the complications the best they can with invisible plates that come and go as required. But anyway, we're going to be looking at this. This is the first pictures we're going to be seeing. As you drive down, right about here is where I'm shooting, in this direction, looking to the southeast. The gray area is part of the Bonanza King Formation. I believe the dark gray is shale, the light gray is dolomite, primarily unfossiliferous. And it's interesting, if you look at these layers here, we'll zoom in, and you look at the layers have layers. It's not just one layer, it's many different shades. And you can see that it appears to me that the wind was coming from the left, basically towards us and from the left, making layer after layer with many layers in between. This is fairly pristine looking on the outside. As you go over, it looks like this has been removed to a degree. We'll look a little bit closer now. This is that area further to the right in the last image we were looking at. These look similar to the formations that were on the left, but the surface looks like it's been ripped off. Again, we can zoom in and see some of this detail and see how it appears to have been eroded in one way or another, but it should be the same amount of erosion as the other side. It shouldn't be different just to the right than it is to the left of the first photograph. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like this desert varnish that appears in some places and not in others. So we've been up here looking down this way, but now we're going to drive down to here. There's a road cut right here. It's pretty famous. Geologists come from all over the place to see this. And it's not just going to be dolomite and shale, the light and dark gray. Now we're going to have some red thrown in, which is welded tuff. It's higher in iron. So this is the road cut I was mentioning. This actually trends not to the northeast, but more towards the west or northwest. These hills up here also trend away and back, not the same direction as the original dolomite formations. And this starts off as welded tuff, and then we get down to extremely welded tuff, very molten. They claim it's a pyroclastic flow in some of the articles, but it doesn't look like a pyroclastic flow. Pyroclastic flows don't tend to have trending like this. And this black layer is obsidian. It's what they make spear points and arrowheads from. The Native Americans used to fight over these formations. They were considered really priceless. Right in the midst of the layers of the welded tuff. This looks to me like it came from above, like it came from the left, layer after layer. It starts with this layer. The black stuff wasn't there. It didn't exist. And then this obsidian, silicon dioxide, like glass. Guess it cools quickly. Forms in here, and then you have some more really welded tuff, and then not so welded and not so welded. The more welded it is, the more molten it was. So I don't think this is volcanic. I don't think it's from an ignimbrite, a pyroclastic flow. This is up high. Pyroclastic flows should fill in valleys, not cover high points. So this is probably part of the process where you have more iron-rich material. It's getting more electromagnetically active, and it's melting it more, so you're getting this welded tuff. We'll give you some nice overviews of this looking from the south back to the north now. It's a nice wide shot, same red car as before. It's following me, I guess. Anyway, here's the welded tuff. You can see it's trending to the left, where these trend away from us, not to the left. It's as if this was a separate event, probably after the main formation. It looks like this might have swept along this valley, bumping into the main formation. This flat area where I'm standing, where the car is, was probably underwater during this flooding event. So what we have is a fairly complicated situation. We got a flood, we have dolomite coming down from above, and then we have red hot iron-rich material, all part of this catastrophe. I think this is how these mountains were created. Thank you.